So, I'm thinking about the RomCom. I've pretty much put the finishing touches on unorthodox and that as well. So now I can, even with the bits I've added, so the RomCom. So I'm thinking when he moves into the town to go undercover and they're talking and they're kind of forming that bond, she's going to tell him some story. I'm going to have to make up some story about some fable or myth or folklore where it said that the dragon, the female dragon, or the female whatever, collects the 3 stones, and her true love has the 4th, and that he'll know when he sees the stone that this is the stone for her, and it's to complete the set of the 4 earthly elements: earth, air, fire, water. Yeah. So then I'm thinking, like, when she finds out he was the one that betrayed her and they separate and he goes off to London or whatever, he gets on a plane. This is the bit I was trying to think before. To go and see his sister, who is like living in Norway or Iceland or somewhere. He's gone to see his sister because he needs to clear his head. And so he's with his sister, and his sister's got a couple of little nieces and nephews. And they're always collecting stones and shells and stuff off the beach, off the water. And one day, the little kid's bugging the uncle, bugging the main character, come down to the water, blah, blah, blah. And he's going to find the stone, and he's going to know the second he looks at it that it's the stone she's been looking for. It's the missing stone. He's got the missing stone to her collection that's going to complete the set. And he gets on a plane. And he runs to the airport and he goes to get on the plane. And this is the bit I can't decide. Does he do the whole running to catch the plane to fly to her, to be with her, and she's not there? And then he gets on the plane all sad, and when he arrives, she's at the sister's house in Norway or wherever? Or where he gets to her house and she's not there, and there's the for sale sign and stuff like that, and I don't know, how else could I end it? Like, he sees her driving off into the distance, so he gets in his car and he chases her. And she's got like her car piled up and her chickens and her pot plants and all that, and she's driving off, and he chases after her, and he cuts her off. Like, he swerves his car on the little country road and cuts her off. And she's like, I don't want to do this, well, why are you here? And it can be raining. And then he's like, I love you and I'm sorry. And I told everyone that the journalist was lying, and, I've completely destroyed my career and blah, 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 like whatever. And then he pulls his hand in his pocket and he says, I've got something for you. Well, I want to marry you. I've got something for you. And she's like, I can't marry you. I can only marry someone who finds a stone or something like that. And he pulls the stone out and she sees it and she grabs the 3 out of like her car or something, and it's like the perfect match. And then they kiss in the rain, and he's like, so will you marry me now? And she's like, yeah. And then like she turns that stone into her engagement ring or something like that. That's how it's going to go. It's going to be like a moonstone, or it's going to look like the moon. It'll be said that when he finds the missing piece to the puzzle, it will shine on her finger like the moon. Something like that. It's going to be something like that. And then, yeah, okay, so I need to work on work on the folklore, work on the legend. She does some great thing. He goes under investigation. She tells him the folklore. She finds out he's the traitor. They split up. He goes off to do his thing to lick his wounds, and then he finds the stone she's been looking for. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, okay, so, yeah. So I'm just trying to put it all together, and then she turns that stone into, it gets turned into her engagement ring, or gets turned into the talisman that she wears around her neck, or, and then that gets passed down to the girls, or, like, there's going to be some whole, maybe not dragon, maybe like Queen of the Fairies. The fairies pulled up the first 3 stones, and it's the mate who finds the 4th. Because remember I was saying before about how she lives around the fairies and stuff, so she can be like Queen of the Fairies and the King of the Fairies, the Queen of the Sun Fairies, and he's the King of the Moon Fairies or something. And there'll be some ancient like Celtic or Pictish or Welsh legend that says when they come together, like he presents her with the stone, like the stone of destiny sort of thing, but he presents her with the 4th stone, and then they rule the fairy kingdom together, or something like that. You know, the fairy godmother and fairy godfather kingdom. It'll be something like that, but a rom-com. Maybe not fairies, like, I don't know. You know that this is just a draft copy, but yeah, I'll work it out. It's just when I first started writing a rom-com, I wasn't thinking of turning it like Practical Magic. I was thinking of doing it like, what was it called? The 10 Dresses, or I don't know, Muriel's Wedding or something. Like, didn't think I was going to be turning it all Practical Magic, but everyone loves all the girls love Practical Magic. It's just one of those movies. It's a cool movie. Even my boys liked it when they were kids, because like it was a little bit darker than your average rom-com. And a lot of people probably wouldn't say it was a rom-com, but it was, because she met her man with the 2 coloured eyes who can make pancakes like cactuses and stuff. So, yeah. If we're going to be talking about fairy folk and that, you'd probably be better making it in Ireland, where she's Irish and he's something else, American or something. Wales would be more like your warlocks and wizards, and Scotland would be more, yeah, the supernatural stuff, the spooky stuff. The demon dogs and sorceresses and sages and seers and oracles, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have. I've got to find something that she's going to be the queen of, the queen of the fairies, the queen of the pixies, the queen of the somethings. I'll have to make one up at the top of my head. It'll have to be some mythological something. The queen of the somethings. And then they get to rule the kingdom together, and take care of all the plants and animals, and keep the water clean, and kind of like Brigadoon, but not. Yeah, they're not going to step into like a magical kingdom. It'll just be that they are put in charge of the green, the trees and the flowers and the animals, and yeah, because she's a earth elemental, so he would be an elemental too. He's got the fourth element. He's like, he finds the fourth cardinal element, the fourth, earthly elements: earth, air, fire, water. So yeah, so he's going to be walking along, and he's going to find the rock right where his sister is. It'll be somewhere like Norway or Iceland, or so, or Greenland, or somewhere like that for now. The moonstone, the love rock, the fire rock, the moonstone, the moon rock, she's the sun queen, he's the moon king. I don't know. That's, I might just have it that he finds the rock, and it means that she's found her true love, and just leave it at that, not make them so that it means that they become because she's already an earth witch, like she's already an earth elemental. But it's just, she'll just tell him the story about, it said that when you find your true love, he finds the fourth stone. And it's like, bringing their ancestors together. The ancestors are coming together like in holy matrimony or something like that. It'll be something like that. Just, baby, like it's just, I'm stepping into it. So it might change, it might not, I don't know. But that's how it is thus far. Yep. So now he's got to find the stone or the pebble or the rock that completes the set.